What's up, guys? This is your girl, Haydee Baby, one third of the Ladies Pitch Podcast, and I'm here to give you a quick rundown about Anchor by Spotify. So basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need, all in one place. So here's how it works. Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with just a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you can publish video podcasts to Spotify. So with Anchor, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now let's go on with the episode.
Are you with the shits? Cause they are. Straight out of the Bronx. It's Haydee and Lexi. And you are now tuned into Ladies Pitch. Here's your host, Haydee Baby and Lexi, the motherfucking savage.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Ladies Pitch Podcast. What's going on? This is your favorite mommy, Haydee Baby. I've missed you guys. I apologize in advance. We have not dropped the episode in about 2 weeks, but I'm back. I'm here, and I'm not alone. I have a very special guest and a dear friend of mine, Drunk Auntie. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I hate intros. They get me every time. No, what's up, y'all?
I'm going to give you the mouth air horns because I know you prefer that.
Yeah, I love it. I love the mouth air horn. Now, what's up, though? It's been a while.
Nothing. Here chilling, Another day to pot, I guess. I've missed you. What's going on? How are you? How's Baltimore, however you
It's
supposed to say
here.
it.
It's here. I'm good, though. Everything's been great. Haven't potted in a while, so this is my first time potting in a minute. I miss it.
Yeah,
the social bar is not going anywhere, guys. For all of you who knows my show, it's not going anywhere. We'll be back sometime soon.
Yeah, if you guys are not following the Social Bar Pod and the Drunk Auntie, I suggest you do so right now. What's new with you? What's going on?
Not that much. I'm just out here slanging and banging. You know me.
Yeah, I hear that.
Sipping and whipping.
Definitely, and big emphasis on the sipping. Are we sipping something tonight? Because I sure am.
Of course, you already know tequila, the way of life.
I'm actually sipping on something that's not necessarily like my preference, but
Wait a minute, it better be wine, because if it's anything other than tequila.
It's not. It's actually vodka. And I don't want to give the name because this is not an ad, but it rhymes with Cheetos.
You disappoint me. You disappoint me.
And I'm not a vodka girl, but it was a gift. I was like, fuck it. It was there. I was like, you know what? I do got some orange juice. I got some vodka. Let me make myself a screwdriver. And it does the work. I might end up with a headache in the morning because vodka does give me a headache. But as long as I'm buzzing, I'm feeling nice for this episode. Mission accomplished, right?
Right. I'm disappointed, but okay. Speaking of headaches, I have found the cure-all for hangovers. And I really want to gatekeep it, but I don't know. I think people should have it.
The cure for hangover?
Yeah. Should I gatekeep it? I'll tell you like after the show, but I should gatekeep it, shouldn't I?
Okay.
Should I gatekeep it?
I mean, it's totally up to you. Let me try to guess. Does it involve sex?
No.
Okay. You know I'm filthy. You know I'm going to go straight to the...
Yeah, I don't want nobody else to have it. I'll tell you after the show, but it's like you
right,
literally can
gatekeep
drink
it.
everything you want and we'll wake up the next day with no hangover.
Oh, God. I actually haven't had a hangover in a while. This past weekend was my birthday weekend. I went away. I drank for the 3 days that I was away. I drank morning, noon, and night. And
sounds like a great vacation.
It was great. Shout outs to my boo Dory. Shout outs to my homegirl in Boston. Shout outs to my brother that I finally got to reunite with him after like 10 plus years of not seeing one another. It was a great weekend, no complaints. It was all love, good vibes, good food, good drinks. I stuck to tequila, and that's probably why I did not have a hangover. Because I don't get a hangover with tequila. I'll get it with Henny though, which I haven't drank Henny in so long. Yeah, and you know, like when I went to Baltimore and I hung out with you, you know, Henny was my shit.
Henny is, I don't know what to call it. It's not my friend.
It's definitely not your thing. Tequila is your shit, but Henny is my ex fling, my current boo. Is tequila. I'm betraying it today. I'm cheating on it tonight with some vodka, but it is what it is. No, but yeah, this past weekend it was dope. Ended up going to the first night, went to like this Irish bar. First things first, my homegirl, we found like some Irish bar. We're like, just start off here, let's have some drinks here. This bar, I think we were the only minorities in that bar. Everybody else was like Irish.
I'm sure.
Young Irish. Yeah. And it looked like a bar that like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon would hang out in. Like, I was just looking like, they have to know them in here because this definitely looks like a spot they hung out in, like, in their college days. But we were just there temporarily for a little bit, got a drink. We hopped to this other spot. It was more of, like, our vibe. It was a reggae party. So it was like a reggae bashment party type of vibe. It was super dope. All night was reggae. The only thing that in Boston is that places close the latest 2 a.m. It's not like New York where you can party till 4 a.m., 5 a.m., or even 7 a.m. if you go to the after party and shit. They close at 2. So that Friday we went to the reggae party. We hung out there. We drank, met up with my other homegirl from Boston. Her sister, it was also her birthday. We stood there till 2 a.m. They were like, yo, let's go to the casino. You know, casino's 24 hours, of course. We jumped in an Uber, went to the casino. We stood in the casino till almost 5 a.m. Shout out to my homegirl losing $500 on the slot machine. She won and played it all again and lost. I was so tired of her. But I only played $100. I was not doing anything more than 100. I'm like, I'm not that much of a gambler. Lost. Didn't win a damn. I ain't win a damn thing.
Aww.
I ain't win a motherfucking thing. It was all good though. We had fun. It was a good night for sure. The next day, went out to some spot with my homegirl, had brunch, drank at brunch, got drunk at brunch. I'm old, so in between, like, if I could squeeze in a nap in between the partying, like, I'm gonna do that. So I drank at brunch, got drunk at brunch, went back to the hotel, took a nap, awoke, commenced the drinking. The drinking commenced. Ended up going to a strip club. Went to a strip club in Boston.
A male or female strip club?
No. I don't do male strip clubs, Alicia.
No,
I don't do
corny.
it. I don't do it. I don't want to see my men in thongs. I'm good.
Yeah,
I've only
that's
been
the corniest shit ever.
Right? I've only been to a male strip club once in my life, and it was because I planned a bachelorette party and the bride preferred male strip club. So I was forced to have to plan it with my friend and, go to the male strip club, but it's not what I prefer. Yeah, so the strip club, okay. I have a particular type of like women that I like to see when I go to the strip club, right? I like variety. So when I've gone to like Vegas strip club, there was like 21 flavors, right? In that strip club, all types of women, all shapes, all sizes, all nationalities. I loved it. Went to Houston. I loved it. Women all look different. They all had a different, unique thing about them that I liked, that I admired. Cool. This strip club in Boston, every single stripper looked the same.
I mean, it's Boston. What do you expect?
BBLs, long dark hair, lashes, like everything, the physique, everything about them was exactly the same.
What was their race?
It's hard to say because they look Hispanic. right? There was only like one black girl in there. I'm pretty sure she kills it with the money because she looks different than everybody else. So she stands out. So I know she cakes it in there. The other ones that look Hispanic, because my brother ended up coming or whatever, he was saying like, nah, they're white. And I'm like, what? So I guess it was like a mix. Some of them were Spanish, some of them were white. The whites look Hispanic, whatever. So there were basically only two girls that really caught my eye that stood out. And that was the black girl. And the second was like, she was also a Hispanic girl, but she had a very, very short blonde pixie cut. At least she looked different. And she stood out. But everybody, all the other girls, nah. And then, you know, when that music comes on, like that dirty South like music, that drill shit or whatever, like you really want to see them shake something. They move. Listen, there's a difference when a woman has a homegrown body and she's had that ass all her life and she know how to move her body. But when you got these girls that have the BBLs, that have this new ass, they don't really know. I don't know. They really don't know how to move it. So it looks weird. It looks awkward.
I can imagine.
So that's what it looked like. I'm like, girl, move that shit. Like, you done paid 10 grand or more for that fucking ass. Like, move it. No, I ain't like
But
it.
it's Boston. I can't imagine a sentence has ever been said. I went to a strip club in Boston. It was lit.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I've been to the strip club in Atlanta, Magic City. Had a great time. Love the women. Went in Houston. When I went last year, it was a great time. Like I said, I've been to Vegas. I went to a strip club. I've never been to the strip club in Florida. I've been to a strip club here in Jersey, in New York. Yeah. I don't know, for some reason I have this thing where like I want to go to strip clubs every city I visit. I don't know if that's like my depraved mind.
Yes,
but you know, I enjoy it. It's not like I go in there and I'm like making it rain and shit. You know, of course I'll support them. I'm there to support, you know what I'm saying, your work. But if I don't like what I see, I'm not intrigued by it. Like I'm not gonna throw money at that. So
I'm stingy. The times I've been, I throw $1 or $2. I don't keep my money. I'm just here.
Yeah, I throw a little dollar or two. I make it sprinkle. I make it. That's not even a drizzle, girl.
Right.
She's like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it freaking sprinkle just a little bit. But yeah, and then Sunday we ended up having brunch. Got drunk again before we ended up driving back home. So it was a good weekend. Can't complain. I feel like so much has gone on that I'm trying to update and try to like bring up all these things that's been going on. So I have another story for you guys. Alicia, buckle down for this one. And I'm gonna try to whisper it because, you know, I am at home, and I've said this to like a few close people of mine. So I have a neighbor that I think is trying to unalive me. I don't want to say the K word. He's trying to unalive me. Yes. So
white man?
He's not. I don't even know what he is because I'm really afraid to like look at him like face to face. I mean, I have seen him briefly. Listen, this has been something that's been going on recently. So, and I heard him stomping around his apartment. So I'm like, you guys gonna hear this first if he has an episode. But I think he does have some type of mental issue. He might be schizo or I don't know, hallucinating. I don't know. But recently I've been noticing that. All right, so when you come into my apartment, the first thing you walk into is the kitchen. As you continue walking towards the back, you pass the kitchen, the living room, my bedroom is to the back, right? So there are times when I've gotten up in the middle of the night or whatever. I get up to walk to the kitchen to get something to drink. About maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I've noticed that when I'm walking out of my bedroom, I hear him in his apartment because it's wall to wall. I hear him like also walking but stomping to his kitchen, which is next to my kitchen. But then I hear him open his door. So maybe like 4 weeks ago, I looked through the peephole and I've noticed that he's in front of my door. He's like talking to himself and he's like angry, like putting up his finger in the air and like he's scolding someone and speaking. And I thought he was speaking Spanish, but he wasn't. So that was the first time that I actually caught it. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy is crazy. A few nights after, same thing happened. I didn't get to record it because I went to the kitchen without my phone. So what happened is that after that second time, I was like, I'm going to start taking my phone to the kitchen because if it happens, I'm going to record it. That's what happened, girl. I ended up recording it. I ended up calling the cops. They did nothing. You know, I tried to anonymously call the cops. Of course, nothing happened. If he has some type of mental issue, they're not going to be able to do anything. But he did it. He was quiet this week. He was quiet for a bit. And
well, is he just like in the hallway, or is he like at your door turning a knob?
No, girl. If he turns the knob, I'll have the goons here that night. If he touches my knob, you know what I'm saying? He don't do that much, but he does stand in front of my door. And, you know, he'll just be like talking to the air and saying like, it sounds like gibberish, or I can't pick up what language it is, but it sounds like a little bit of mix of Spanish. It sounds kind of like Italian, but I'm not sure. But he did it last night. And now he starts like, he comes out of his apartment, but he starts walking back and forth in the hallway. So he'll walk past my door.
Yeah, he probably has some type of mental issue going on.
Right. So this morning, I'm leaving because this has been happening at night, right? So I started to think, because there is like some type of like mental disorder or something where like when the sun goes down, I don't know if you ever heard of it. Like some people, they really start acting like really crazy and erratic when the sun goes down. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Anyone's ever heard of it? DM me and let me know what it's called. But there is a mental disorder. A werewolf.
Sun goes down, the moon comes out. I don't know.
No, it is a real. You ever seen the movie where the grandkids go to visit their grandparents? But I
know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it on TikTok.
Yeah, I think it was a Night Shyamalan film, but they had that in the movie. I don't know how to say his name. I butchered the shit out of that.
I like how you just butchered it.
Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan. Him. Yeah, so they had a disorder where when the sun went down or whatever at night, they would act very erratic and really crazy and, you know, mental. And I'm thinking that's, I'm not a medical expert, but I'm diagnosing the man. Like, I feel like he might have that. I don't know. If you guys know the name, like I said, DM me and let me know. But this morning I was actually leaving to work, and right when I turned the lock to leave, he comes out his apartment, and then he's like in the hallway again talking. He's like walking back and forth. So I had to legit wait, because he just stays there for like 4 or 5 minutes, and he goes back into his apartment. So I waited, because I'm like, listen, I don't want to come on my apartment and come face to face with this man. I don't know what he has in his hand. Like, he's probably going to look at me as a threat, might attack me. Like, let me just wait. Yeah, so, I mean,
scary.
I'll
report him to the landlord or something.
I don't know. That's going to be my next step, because, I mean, I really don't know what else to do. He hasn't done anything crazy. He hasn't, knocked on my door, hasn't turned my knob. But I'm just, listen, I just don't want it to escalate and then it gets ugly. So,
right.
I mean, if you guys have any advice, any of the listeners have any advice, what do you think I should do? Let me know. DM me on Instagram, and advise me what do you think I should do. All right, Alicia, we're going to get into the first topic, boo. And I know you're going to like this one.
I'm ready.
So the first topic that I have is Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, corny or nah? If you guys don't know, earlier this week, Michael B. Jordan was on the red carpet, right? I guess he was doing a premiere or something for Creed 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl, I know her name is L'Oreal. And I know I'm gonna go back to who she is. I remember first seeing her on Love and Hip Hop. I first seen this girl on Love and Hip Hop, and then I know she has a podcast with this other guy on Wax, and I believe it's called Bully and the Beast. Something like that. That's the name of the podcast. But so basically she went to interview him or whatever. Michael, she calls him over. Michael B. Jordan approaches her, but he has that face like some type of hostility, right? Like he has something against her, or they have some type of like beef or something. So basically he says that like, she was one of the people, they know each other from high school. They're both from Newark, New Jersey. And he says that like she was one of the people that would tease him in school and would call him corny, and they would make fun of like his name, Michael Jordan. They would call him like Michael Jordan, make fun of his name, and make fun of him because he would walk around like with, his headshots. Because I guess my man's was like, he was very young when he was on The Wire. So I guess, he knew he wanted to make it in Hollywood as an actor. So he would walk around with his headshots or whatever. And they would call him corny. And she was one of those. So he basically just, I guess, reminded her of like, yo, remember when you used to say I was corny in school? Like, it was a flex. Like, look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Now you here asking for an interview from me on the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, Joe Budden earlier this week went on a freaking rant on his podcast, basically saying that like, yo, I don't dislike him. I just feel that like a lot of his opinions, he tries to put them out like facts. And that's your opinion, sir. Like, and if you don't agree with him, like he gets all freaking like hot and bothered and yells at you. And it's like, you raising your voice louder doesn't prove your point. You know what I mean? So he was on his podcast, and apparently he was saying that like Michael B. Jordan is corny, and for him approaching a black woman and coming at her the way he did makes him corny, and this and that, whatever. I don't feel like what he did was corny. I never really considered him to be corny. I know that some people do. What do you think? Like, what do you think about Michael B. Jordan? What do you think about what he did to L'Oreal on the red carpet?
Let me cut my throat. So, first of all, from the clip I seen, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct, she initiated, oh, we go way back. And he started, yeah, I know. You was the bitch that called me corny. So, along those lines. But she initiated the conversation, well, we go way back. I don't know if you remember me, but... And he like, yeah, I know who you is. So she started that. What did he do wrong, and how's that corny? I don't give a fuck if this bitch was black, white, green, or blue. I said what I said. She wanted to bring up how we know each other. I let it be known how we know each other. How is that corny?
And he was giving her the mean side eye too.
But
you saw his side eye with the brow.
Yeah, I did, and that's fine because okay, I don't like you. That's fine. But he did not be rude or disrespectful at one point. But it came out, I don't know how true it is because I don't trust the internet, but it came out, she's not the one who called him corny. Supposedly, it's the bitch. Actually, she's like a radio host. Is it Baltimore, D.C.? One of the, just in the DMV period. Can't think of the bitch name. Dominique the Diva, maybe it's her. I hope that's the name. She's the one that came out that's supposed to say he was corny, and when this story broke, she gets on the internet. I'm like, yes, I'm the one that called you corny, and you are corny because any black guy that date white girls are corny. Which that is a corny ass statement, girl. What the fuck? So
she's basing his corny level on his dating history? I
guess so.
That's corny.
That's corny as fuck. And girl, whether he liked it, if he liked black bitches, you wouldn't be in the running. So shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Like I feel like anything that has nothing to do with you is none of your business.
Exactly. Then she go on to say
it shouldn't be labeled corny.
This is my thing. So by her saying any black man that dates white women are corny, that statement alone lets me know you're part of this woke black culture, air quotes. So that means that means you're into the whole black power, black encouragement, not tearing down black women and black men are kings movement. But in that same breath, that same post, she mentioned Nick Cannon, he corny, and she mentioned Russell Wilson.
I still don't understand. I still don't understand the whole Russell Wilson is corny.
Me either. I mean, he look a little sus to me, but that ain't got nothing to do. That's me. But I don't corny. What makes him corny though? What makes him corny?
Because he's a good man.
And the fact that makes him corny.
In this day and age, Right, but in this day and age, men seem to um praise the men like Future, the toxicity, the men that are toxic, the men that call out women, that degrade women or try to humble women. That's what a lot of men look up to. Not all, most.
Even
Look up
women.
to. So when you gotta,
That's
yeah,
what women
even
look
women.
up to too. That's crazy.
So when you got a stand up dude, like Russell, and I say stand up dude because he's never been in any scandal and any bullshit. Like he's a family man. He takes care of his business. That's not looked at as, it's not praised. You know what I mean? It's not praised. It's not.
Fact. I try not to get into all that bullshit because people, again, a lot of people try to force their opinion on people as facts, which I hate.
Yeah.
And then, because it's freedom of the press, freedom of speech. You can say what the fuck you want to say and feel how you want to feel, but let it be known that that's how you feel. But first of all, who gives a fuck how you feel anyway? But whatever. Those are your platforms. You can say what you want to say on your platforms. But first of all, Joe Budden, a woman beater, you should never have nothing to say about any man on earth, corny or not corny. You have no room to speak on anyone. You beat bitches. And you corny as
Right.
fuck. He's like the head of the cornball committee to me.
That's why on Twitter, I had shared it. I retweeted it and I put the caption, "If it ain't the pot calling the kettle black." Like, how dare you, Joe Budden? How dare you call anybody corny?
He's not even just a woman beating shit. He's just a cornball to me. He always been. Who the fuck is Joe Budden? I wouldn't even know who he was if it wasn't for that podcast shit. And I don't listen to it. I catch clips of it on the internet. That shit music he used to make back in the day, girl. I don't know nobody listen to that shit.
Pump it up.
Fucking corny ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but and Nick Cannon, I could understand the corny. I've always felt that way.
My opinion, as a preference, I personally, no amount of money, and that's me coming from a broke bitch. I'm not even in these people's tax bracket. Nick Cannon, no amount of money could make me fuck with him. He's a cornball to me.
Right. And it's been,
and
for
it's not
years.
a guy. It ain't got shit to do with his dating preferences, because that's on him. It's just his whole personality. I never. He was a cornball to me when he was Nickelodeon it.
What show was he on Nickelodeon? Was it Uncle Skeeter?
Was it All That?
I don't remember him on All That.
It was All That.
He was definitely on one of those Nickelodeon shows, though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because I remember
growing up.
Do you remember growing up? People used to say Nick Cannon was his father's company, and he owned it because his name was Nick, and they had the Nick Jr. with the cartoons, and that was his.
Out of here! Absolutely not. I've never heard of that, but I've never believed it. Even if I
grew up hearing that.
Really, I've never.
But yeah, that's where he came from, Nickelodeon. One of them shows I can't even remember, but I do remember growing up watching him and shit. He's just always been a cornball to me. Nah, that's to me, but whatever. But
in the words of 50 Cent, the way he said on the Breakfast Club, Nick is legendary corny.
I did say that, definitely. But whatever. But the call somebody corny based on their dating preferences, but. This is the thing with me. Who was that? A while ago, it was a thing on the internet about Chris Evans, because he recently went public with his relationship he was in with a white bitch or whatever race she was. She wasn't black or a person of color. They started calling him racist. First of all, I don't tolerate Captain America bullshit.
No Captain America slander.
No Captain America.
Not on this podcast and not on the social bar.
Not on Christopher Jermaine Evans. We're not doing it. But they started calling him racist.
Wait, his middle name is Jermaine?
Nah, the black people made that up for him because he's an honorary black person. You know?
Oh, he got the black card?
Yeah, he got mine. He can have mine. He can take it. But
have your V card.
I can have every card I got. But they start calling him racist and shit because they never seen. First of all, y'all not in this man bed. Y'all don't know what he doing. And even if he don't date women of color, what the fuck that got to do with y'all? That don't mean he racist. And people have preferences. Like black people kill me, and I hate to have this conversation, but it's not okay for people of color to date outside their race, but when the outside race don't want to date us, it's a problem. That don't even make sense to me. That don't make sense to me at all. Pick a side. I
believe we had this conversation on your podcast the last time that we potted, where it was like you can have your preference as long as you're not putting down black women.
Yeah.
In the midst of it, that's fine. Now, when you start saying like, oh, I date white women because black women don't do this and this and that, then that's where it becomes corny, because it's like you can prefer, you can date, you can fuck whoever you want, but leave black women out of it. Leave everybody else out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it becomes corny. But just for simply having a preference, or even, it might not even be.
Y'all don't even know that's their preference. Y'all just
you don't even know. It could just be for the moment. I'm into this white person,
and because Michael B. Jordan. Because Michael B. Jordan has, I guess, known. I don't know. Only relationship I ever known him to be in was the bitch. Because I don't pay. I'm just not into the shit. So I've never paid attention. The only relationship I known was Lori. I ain't never heard him having a girlfriend, but I don't pay attention. So I'm just maybe out of the loop. But now they say, oh, that was a PR stunt. Y'all really swear y'all know shit. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely don't agree that was.
That man ain't corny.
Because on her half, but at his, I don't think it was.
Because whichever bitch said he was corny, if he come up try to give you some dick, you taking it. So stop. You sucking it.
No, Michael B. Jordan look good.
Good
Michael
as
B. Jordan
fuck.
look good. Yeah, he looked good. Nah, the one that looked good. Hold on, let me side note real quick. The one I've been peeping that look good too is the one. What's the name of the one that's gonna be in Creed 3 with him?
Jonathan Majors.
Woo!
Hottie.
Yeah, God took his time. His time with that man.
That's a man right there.
What? Oh my God. I was like, and the crazy thing is that I had seen the trailer to Creed 3 some time ago, but I didn't really pay attention to him. But then I started seeing him doing the press runs for the movie and doing interviews and just everything about him. I can't even put my finger on it. It's just like, he just looked like, he puts it down. He looked like he fixed shit. He looked like he know how to cook, mow the lawn, unplug a tub. He know how to just do it all. I love that shit. He not afraid to wash a dish. He takes out the trash without being told. He does grocery shopping. It just, I don't know. He just looks so damn good.
He's a man.
That's a keeper.
Definition of a man.
Absolutely. Knows how to hold a conversation. He makes sure you come a few times before he does. Oh, my Lord.
Don't stop.
The type of man you cut a bitch over.
But yeah, no matter what people do.
I got a little hot.
Right. No matter what people do. And if he do the wrong thing, people going to start calling him corny. It's just, people ridiculous.
Yeah, well, people turn on you quick. Fans will turn on you quick. They were already coming at him a little bit for the cover. I'm not sure for what magazine, and I don't want to give false information.
I know what you're talking about.
But they were saying that, they're emasculating a man, and he looked very feminine, and he ended up defending and just... He says some shit on it. He spoke on it. I don't know exactly
I seen what he said, the lady, I literally just watched that an hour ago. The lady was like, what do you think about people questioning your masculinity? He was like, unless you Jonathan something Majors, you don't know.
Mm-hmm. And he was like that he's not the type of person you want to... Yeah, he was like, he's not the type of person you want to come up to. Did you see that part where he says I'm not the type of person. I'm not the type of man you want to approach. In other words... I'm a man. Try to come up to me in the street with that
test
bullshit
my
about me not being man enough.
If you want to.
Yeah. Test my manhood if you want. He looked even sexy.
Girl, people ain't weird. Shit. And I even also seen that he said he do not have no social media. He just not into that shit. And that's what you gotta do. Be in life. I think I'm gonna start straying myself away from that shit. Cause I barely ever post on social media. Just reading some of the shit that people say and all that just creates so much fucking negativity. Cause people are. And I'm glad. Weird in this world.
I'm glad you bring up social media because that's a segue to My next topic. But we're going to close it off. Michael B. Jordan, corny, yay or nay?
No. Leave Baby Bay alone.
Same here. Michael B. Jordan is not corny according to Haydee Baby and the Drunk Auntie. So leave him the fuck alone. Sexy ass man. And leave Jonathan Majors alone too, because, you know. And go watch Creed 3. This is not an ad, but still. Two sexy ass men boxing in a ring. Yeah, and bring an extra pair of panties to the movies. Anyway, so segue to the next topic when you said social media. And my next topic is, Alicia, do you judge a potential spouse based on his social media?
No. I want to say no, but it depends on if it's some corny shit.
You better not get on Twitter being a cornball. Nobody laughing at them jokes.
Ultimately, no. I prefer not to follow anybody I'm talking to on social media, but I will, like, follow without them knowing, so to speak, because, you know, I'm a low-key stalker. Just to take a peek. You know, they don't know that I've seen it, but if it's a lot of corny shit, because only corny people post corny shit, so you'll know if they're corny. That'll make me kind of judge a little bit, but ultimately, no. Because social media, some people use social media for what it's for, fun and games. That's all that shit really is. It's a joke. It's not real. So you can't really judge people off that shit. And back in the day, I remember one time being in a situation with somebody. I was talking to this guy, and I was young. I was in my early 20s. And I used to, that's when, like, Facebook, it was the first few years of Facebook. I ain't really know how to use that shit. I used to post anything, everything. Any thought I was thinking, any food I was eating, just corny shit, being a cornball. And this guy.
I remember that. Not you in particular. I mean, like, I remember people, I don't see it as much anymore unless they're like,
yeah, because, you know, everybody got the hang of it now. Everybody got the hang of it. But back in the day, the first 5 years, this shit was a fucking fanfare.
And the people that couldn't cook posting that nasty ass plates, disgusting.
Just saying anything. I want to be fucked right now. Just making any type of status. Because it used to be, the little status prompt used to be like, how are you feeling, or what do you feel, or what are you doing, or some shit. It used to be like a little prompt, and you just answer the question with just whatever. But my shit used to be wild back in the day when I first started out. And this boy here, he's like, I don't like the things you post on Facebook. I'm like, boy, fuck you. Post what I want. And half the time I be just saying shit. Leave me alone. But we ended up start talking because of that.
Really?
We wasn't serious or nothing, but he just kind of like, yeah.
He judged you based off your social media.
But that was way back in the day.
You know, you brought up a good point by saying that social media, it's not real and it's all for fun and jokes. But now, in this day and age, social media has become somewhat of a place where people actually do hook up, actually do meet up. Now you got the whole flying out. People are flying out to one another.
What are
you know what I'm saying? Men are flying
out
women. Women are flying out men. Twitter, girl.
Oh,
home with the flyouts. Absolutely. I've gotten about like 2 or 3 flyout proposals.
Oh,
I'm just not crazy. Like I'm not a person to fall for you over what you post on social media. That's not my style. Like, I'm very old school. Like, I want to talk to you on the phone. I want to like engage with you in person a few times before I even decide that I want to like lay with you and sex you. You know what I mean? So, I just won't jump to the offer and say, yeah, sure. I love your pictures. Like, I'm just going to fly out to like, you know, to Florida and jump in your bed, because of course that's what they expect. If they spend money to fly you out, they expect that they flying out the pussy that they about to fuck when you get there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I actually had a conversation with somebody recently about that. Like, if somebody fly you out, are you obligated to fuck now?
Yeah, you're not obligated to, but the men feel entitled to your pussy because now they spent the money to fly you out to them.
Yeah, I feel like you're not obligated, but it's understood. And if you know, if in this today's culture, you know that that's what it implies. If I fly you out, you getting fucked. It's not said. What is it? What's understood ain't got to be explained. You need to have a conversation. Like, look, bro, you gonna fly me out? I'm not finna fuck you, or we'll see where it goes. It's not a guarantee. That conversation needs to have. Of course, you're not obligated to because that's yours, and anybody who feel like that, you're a fucking creep. But it's still that thin line where if I fly you out, yeah, you fucking. Because if I fly a nigga out, you fucking. I don't care.
No,
how you
absolutely,
feel about it.
and I do agree. I do agree with you that that's something that it's a conversation that needs to be had before you even agree to a fly out. Like, you need to lay the boundaries. Like, okay, I'm willing to fly out to you, but I need you to understand that I'm not comfortable enough, or I don't feel like I know you well enough to have sex. Now, Ladies Pitch Podcast is all about the shits. No judgment if you go out there and you get slutted out. You like it, I love it. But there needs to be a clear understanding so the other person know, and both parties are on the same page with what's going to go down when you meet one another in person. I'm sure you've seen like the stories where they have flown a woman out, and once the woman gets there, they're like, "Nah, I'm not having sex with you." And it's like, shorty, I'm sure you're not that naive. Like, I'm sure you knew there was a type of conversation where the man was telling you he wanted you on a sexual level, and you agreed to the fly out. So, but yeah, that's just to say that social media nowadays for a lot of people is like a dating site. It's not advertised. Twitter's not advertised as a dating app, right? Facebook is not advertised as a dating app, and Instagram, but people are meeting up. People are meeting up on social media. So, it's iffy. That's why a lot of people, when it comes to their spouses and social media, they do judge, or even the person they're talking to, they do judge them based on the things that they post, who they interact with, especially with Twitter's out there. Whoever you interact with, if it's not in the DMs, everyone else is seeing if your page is public. You're being flirtatious with one another, you're posting shit, or whatever. And, if you do have a significant other, they're going to feel some type of way just because they do know that those things do happen through social media. So, I mean, for me, in my relationships, and like Twitter and Instagram wasn't really popping like that out there when I was in my relationship. What was popping was MySpace.
Oh, that's way back.
I remember MySpace popping and stuff like that. And for the most part, both my exes weren't like big people on social media. They weren't like on there like that. Yeah, they had a page. My first ex, he had a MySpace. My second, he had a Facebook, but he wasn't big. He had an Instagram. He wasn't like always posting. He wasn't on there a lot, and stuff like that. But I do have a homeboy that I remember him telling me some time ago that he was dating a chick. He was like madly in love with this chick that was like a Twitter honey. She had a huge following, and he was like obsessed with checking her Twitter page. He was like, and he wasn't, he's not a big social media person, but he knew that she was constantly on Twitter and posting on Twitter. And he was constantly checking her Twitter page, like refresh, checking in. And she would make a lot of like, sexual jokes and be on there flirting. And he was so bothered by it. I didn't know him at the time when it was going on, but he was telling me the story afterwards.
What the fuck was she doing?
That he was, I guess, like, like Twitter, the Twitter honeys, what they call them. They, she was on there. He said she was very flirtatious with her followers. She would post a lot of like sexual things. Women randomly, to get their followers up on Twitter, they can like tweet, "I want to get my butt ate," and all of a sudden they got 300 new followers by the end of the day.
That's why I fall off of it, because all that shit, having followers and shit, I guess that matters to people. I could care less about it.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people that have been on Twitter for 10 plus years. I got on Twitter 3 years ago when we started the pod. I mean, I had the page, but I wasn't heavily like invested into Twitter. Like, I wasn't on there interacting with people. I wasn't tweeting on a daily. I had the page, but it was dormant. It was like dormant in the Twitter world.
Yeah, it's different when you got something besides yourself to advertise. Yeah. If you got a podcast or a business or whatever, something that you're doing, that's different. But even now to me, I couldn't care less. That's where I fall short at because I hate like trying to create content for my podcast and things like that. But just as a regular person, like, no, I don't need, no. I just don't care. But I guess, some people care about shit like that. So,
Yeah. You have to pick and choose your battles, too. Like, shit, you can meet somebody that's great and you're going to just throw him in the garbage because of the shit that he posts. Again, there has to be some type of, like, boundaries, though.
yeah,
right? Like,
it depends on what it is.
In real life, on the podcast, I'm a very sexual person. I'm a person that I'm constantly making dirty jokes. I'm saying dirty shit to people. My humor's dark. You know what I mean? But I don't display much of that on social media. It's just because, like, I don't know any of you people personally. Like, I feel comfortable being that part of me with people that I know. Hence why I'm that way more on the pod, when I pod with people I know, with Lexi, you know what I'm saying, with Red. And it comes off organic because that's really the way I am, and I'm with people that I'm comfortable with. But on social media, it's like, I don't know anybody, you know what I mean? People, they misunderstand everything. They misconstrue everything you put up. Then they're like, you could be like, I love mangoes. Then you have that person's like, but what the fuck is wrong with oranges? Why you don't love oranges? Like, and I just don't have the energy to go back and forth with strangers and shit on social media. So, I tweet, of course, I talk my shit, I retweet, I do all that other shit, but like it's for jokes. It's not that serious.
Girl, I couldn't be bothered. The only time I post is I probably 9 times out of 10 if I post something on Twitter, I'm drinking, I'm drunk, and I just have to feel the need to post some shit. If I post a picture on my story on Instagram, I'm tipsy. I'm feeling myself. I'm in here taking selfies. Might as well post it. But none of that shit I even think about when I'm sober.
Yeah, but yeah, I can say for the most part, I don't really. Not if I'm getting to know you. Now, if we're in a relationship and you on there talking reckless 24/7 and flirting 24/7. And even if we don't follow one another, I'm always watching.
Exactly, definitely, most definitely. But I'm watching.
You know what I'm saying?
But it depends on like certain shit. Like say you just meet a guy, you see his social media, and you getting to know him. You feel like you know him enough, but he on there talking just reckless. Say you skinny, and he like, oh, I don't like skinny bitches. Fuck skinny hoes. Only big bitches for me. Like nigga, like that's grounds for dismissal.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on now?
That's corny behavior.
I grind.
That's corny behavior.
Every day, 24/7. Nigga ain't even got no job. Like, that's corny behavior. I can't fuck with you.
Mind you, he asking you to cash app him $20 so
right.
he could put,
like, nah.
put it in gas.
That's grounds for, that's when you judge. All that shit, that's grounds for dismissal.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's when people don't post what they supposed to be. Don't post what they supposed to be. Oh, man. All right, so the next topic that I have here for us. So I got this, of course, speaking of Twitter. I got it from Twitter. And this is a new study, that reveals that 60% of men under the age of 30 are single due to social media. Young men are watching a lot of social media. They're watching a lot of porn. And they think they're getting a lot of their needs met without having to actually go out.
How is these needs getting met?
Actually, a great segue when social media. They're able to search.
But okay, so is they masturbating? What's going on? Because when I think of needs,
that's what I'm saying.
Pussy.
They're able to search. Yeah, of course, they're getting their sexual needs met
they get it through porn.
So they're searching,
like them, like DMing the bitch and having them coming over. Like what's going on?
It says watching a lot of porn, and they're getting their needs met through porn without actually.
Oh, but that's a
so
weirdo. That's a red flag for me because any nigga that wouldn't rather be in some warm pussy than to masturbate, that's crazy to me. That's odd.
I think it's less work for them.
That's odd.
You know, because a lot of men. Remember, a lot of men, right? A lot of men got the juice where They just look good, aesthetically look good. All they gotta do is post a picture. They got 25 women hitting them up. You got out of those 25 hitting them up, you know what I'm saying, in the comments, 3 of them gonna slide in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? 1 of them gonna let you fuck. That's easy peasy, right? But then you got the men that actually got to put in work, maybe because they don't look so good, but their personalities are great. But they got to show that. So they probably got to go out. They got to spend money. They got to do this all to be able to fuck. Just for a nut, right? And that's even if it's
right.
worth
But even
that.
if
It's even worth
that's still
it,
a whole
right?
huge red flag because you missing something, bro. You missing something. If you're not willing to put in the work, you taking the time to go out and meet bitches, that's too much for you. That's a red flag. If you rather sit in the house and touch yourself.
But there are a lot of men that are comfortable with
red
that.
flag. Not for
Believe
me.
it or not. That's a red flag for you?
Definitely. No. You just stay in the house beating off to a computer screen, a phone screen. The same phone you talk to your mama with. That's disgusting. I don't like it.
You even got a bat line for that shit. Like,
at least use the iPad.
you talking on the same AT&T. At least got a text-free number
Right.
to talk to your mammy.
Not on the same line. No.
You need a
Talk to
burner.
your nana with that phone. That's disgusting.
That's
like
hilarious.
more than often, you know, people masturbate. That's what people do. But if you're doing it more often than that, come on now, that's crazy. You got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just to avoid human interaction.
Yeah, it says, right. And I don't know. You know what's crazy, boo? That I don't know. I don't want to say blame, but I like to say that a lot of the new way that people move nowadays, I don't know if it's the pandemic. I don't know if so many people just became comfortable with like the 2 years that we had of COVID, of the pandemic, where a lot of people were inside and they relied on porn, OnlyFans, dating apps and all that shit to be able to get off. Because believe it or not, even when outside was open, there was still a lot of people that I knew that still weren't outside like that. Mm-hmm. So when you're not outside, you're not meeting people. You're not meeting people. You're not meeting people to fuck. You're not meeting people to socialize.
I was fucking.
You become
I was
antisocial,
fucking during the pandemic.
horny bastard. You know what I'm saying? So that's why OnlyFans did so freaking great during the pandemic.
Definitely.
People
That was
were
a term because
inside.
they had what's the girl name from the Bernie Mac show, Vanessa. She turned to OnlyFans during the pandemic. That was a hard time for people.
Yeah, people were kicking. I regret it, man. Listen, I kind of regret not doing something. Like, I'm leaving here with something. Like Denzel, I'm leaving here with something.
Oh no, I talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit
regret
about
it.
it, but I honestly, when the push comes to shove, I don't think I could do it. Not enough tequila in the world.
We could have done, the thing is that you don't even have to have sex. We could have been on there potting with our cleavage out and probably would have still made money,
Maybe.
boo.
Is it too late?
That's the
I could
crazy
do that.
thing.
Is it too late?
If COVID hit again or something else, COVID to the third power hits, I don't know. Maybe strand number 20, 21 hit, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we could hit it, but yeah, I just think that a lot of men, according, we're going based off, we're not attacking men, we're going based off the study that we're reading here. I think that that's what it is for a lot of men. They just
Horn dogs.
they get their needs met. Yeah, they get their sexual needs, because sexual needs are not the only needs that make up, a relationship. But that is a portion of his sexual needs, and they're getting those needs met through porn because, they have certain kinks or fetishes that maybe, they won't get met through an actual person, an actual woman that they meet.
Men,
they get it met.
men
through,
have the worst
through porn.
fetishes. I know women have some, but men have the worst, nastiest, kinkiest. And I don't kink shame, but men are disgusting.
What is the worst? What's the worst kink or fetish that you would say from a man that you know? that you
I don't
heard?
really know anyone with
That he
fetishes, but I was talking to this guy years and years ago. And I'm not ashamed to say it, but we out, me and the guy out. We we went someplace, like we in the car, and I'm a habitual bathroom user when I drink. I have to use the bathroom constantly. And we're riding, was no place to stop. I have to jump out and pee. I'm like, you know what? Stop. I have to just dip out to an alley or something to pee. He like, okay, can I go with you? What? No. He like, I just want to watch you pee. Like, are you serious? Like, that was disgusting. Boy, you better not come in this alley with me. I'm going to scream bloody murder. Like, don't do that. That was kind of disgusting. And I could tell that was his thing. Like, he got off of shit like that. Like, other than that, I don't really know about anybody with fetishes. All I know is that I hear things and see things on the internet and shit. Like, the girl with the OnlyFans that was selling bags of her fart. Like, and people was buying it. She
was selling what? Repeat that again?
Like Ziploc bags of her fart.
Oh, okay, yes. You know, I've seen that on Twitter. Scrolling through Twitter, I've seen videos of women promoting their fart videos.
Yeah, she was like, I guess she was just farting in a bag and selling it up and selling it to people. And she made money. That's disgusting.
I'm sure.
And you already know who all bought it. All men. You fucking disgusting. Imagine how deep down the rabbit hole you got to be to buy a stranger's fart.
Yo, that's
and you don't even know if it's her fart. You don't even know
hole.
what that is in that bag of air she just sold you. Like, that's deep down the rabbit hole. Niggas are pervy and crazy.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep down the rabbit hole.
Like, was that last month when Lotto, the rapper Lotto, her panties sold on eBay or whatever for all that fucking money?
You saw how much she was gonna make.
Yes, y'all.
That's been a thing for a while though. The used panties.
Why though? That's a crazy fetish. You want to buy a stranger bitch panties?
You know
what's in there? You don't know if chlamydia in there or not. What's going on?
You know, the number one men that would buy those panties, men in jail.
That's sick. That's crazy.
Men in jail. Imagine there's
first
men
of all,
doing
they
never gonna see a woman.
They put
ever.
in their bid, but they definitely didn't have the money to pay for that shit.
Whatever
them bitches,
whatever they got.
They end up what happened? They end up taking it down because she violated some type of rule or whatever.
Yeah, somebody reported it,
but she made.
That's not something that you're allowed to sell.
What was the dollar amount? Like $1 million or some shit?
It was close to $1 million. I believe it was something 800,000. Let me see. Let me look it up because I want the exact number. But yeah, I remember it was.
That's
lot.
Deep down the rabbit hole to me because I promise you, Michael B. Jordan or Jonathan May just couldn't put their used their drawers on the internet, and I could afford it. I still wouldn't buy it.
Oh, it was close to 100,000.
100,000. That's still deep. That's still deep for some used ass panties. Come on now, bitch.
Yeah.
100,000 your pussy.
And it was in less than 24
right.
hours.
100,000 your pussy better come in it. When I get the package and open up, it better be panties and pussy. Fuck.
Do these panties come attached with pussy?
Right.
No. I don't want it then.
Like people.
I remember me and my homegirl a few years back, we wanted to get into that business because we were looking up how much women make. There are legit women that left their jobs to get into this business because that's how much money they would make selling used panties.
That's crazy.
And it would be we actually went into the website.
It's a website?
We did a little research on it. We went to the website. Yeah.
What's the text me the name of the website?
Yes. I don't remember, but I'm gonna text her and I'm gonna ask her because we were both on the website. We were doing research and this was a while back. This was maybe like 5-6 years ago. But yeah, there were requests. You would see the requests from men. There were men that wanted panties of you working a double shift. Like I want 16-hour used panties. I want that set. There were men that wanted after the gym panties. I want those panties that you were wearing at the gym after working out for 90 minutes. There were men that wanted yeah, just like all kind of, all kind of panties, all kind of used panties. But I definitely remember seeing those two, the gym panties, the working, a double. I believe I saw some period panties on there. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But these are all different things. These are all the type of needs that men get met through, just through the internet in general. There are a lot of things that men like in the back of their minds, and the dark, deep part of their minds, sexual mind, that they would never tell anyone that they love. And I'm gonna take it to something that I saw, that I woke up to and saw on the Twitters, on Elon Musk's Twitter this morning, that was a little fucking sick, was a man, and I don't know if you've seen this, Alicia, a man fucking a woman's belly button. Did you see that?
I have not seen it.
So it was a huge white woman. I want to say maybe like 400, 500 pounds. And he was fucking her belly button. I'm going to send it to you so you see it, because it's still...
But I can imagine if she was 500 pounds, he couldn't get to the pussy. So you got to go in whatever hole you can get to. Oh, my God. So, I mean, I ain't even mad at her. I don't even think that's sick. That's the most accessible hole, other than her mouth. And she 500 pounds, your gag reflex is real bad. I don't even want to stick it there. Let me put it in the belly button. It's squishy. I'm not even mad at homie. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not mad at him.
I'm gonna hit you with the sirens, cause you gotta slow up. The worst to do right, you gotta slow up.
You don't have a vagina at 500 pounds. You just don't got one.
You got so many rows and creases that he could just pick a crease.
He can't get to it. I wouldn't be surprised if he was fucking a crease. Like, you cannot get to the pussy. Stick that shit in her toes, between the big toe and the other one that went to the market. Like, no. Because what can you do? You cannot find no vagina on a 500-pound woman.
My thing is, I'm looking at my belly button, right? And even I got a little fupa and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my belly button. Ain't no dick fit in there.
But when you ain't got no choice, when you literally don't have a choice, and they can't find your vagina, what you gonna do?
He was fucking her belly button. And then you had some people, in the comments, and they were saying, like, of course that's nasty. That's way too much. And I'm a disgusting person, and that's way past anything that I would ever get off on.
What's his dick, big or little?
Huh?
Was it little? Was it little or big, his dick?
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't little. It wasn't like big, but it wasn't little to the point where like he could actually stick it in the belly button. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't miniature.
But he definitely couldn't find the vagina to stick it in. It was either the belly button or the ear canal. He didn't want no wax on that shit, so he chose the belly button. I'm not mad at him. Do your thing. Do your thing, 21. Do your
21, do your thing.
Cause no.
Yeah, so he was fucking her belly button. Shout out to my homeboy again. I've just heard so many stories and so much disgusting things from my guy friends, and I appreciate them and love them dearly for confiding in me and telling me these perverse stories. But I do have a homeboy that he has, fucked bigger women, BBWs, and he used to, fuck their rolls. Like the little, what we say in Spanish, little chichos. The little, their chichos, their back fat.
Why did he fuck they rolls? He couldn't find a vagina?
Because it was request. It was upon request. So it was her request to do so.
The women have their kinks too, I guess. But that ain't that ain't too disgusting though. Cause if you that big and a nigga can put their dick between your rolls, I can imagine that might be pleasurable for you.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird. And I don't like to kink shame either, but I'm thinking about myself. Like if a man was to be like, yo, let me let me fuck your back fat. Like, I don't have like much back. I don't have like back fat
right,
like
and
that.
I'm thinking,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't got back fat like that, but I got a roll or two, and I don't
That's
think
what I'm
a
saying. I
micro
got
dick
a roll
can fit
too.
in
I'm
it.
one of those people that like I'm bottom heavy, but I don't like my back. You ain't really got rolls like that for you to squeeze together and be able to fuck it. You know what I mean? But even if it was a request from a man and he asked me, like, listen, I want to make love to your left roll. You know what I mean? Like, I would be a bit put off. Like, yeah, I don't know.
But you got to
all
think
that.
of the man's point of view too. For a man, it's strictly just friction. They honestly don't need a vagina hole. Niggas beat off to sock in a sock with Vaseline and shit. They don't need they just need some friction. So a roll is just as good as a vagina to them.
Mm-hmm.
So hey,
No, yeah, I get that part, but it's just the actual like, what am I like? What satisfaction am I getting out of that? Like, why you?
but people with kinks, they get all type of satisfaction. What satisfaction? Can you imagine them niggas just opening up that bag of supposed fart and just beating off? For what?
Supposed fart.
And when they open it, they probably like came in their jeans. Like, no.
I wonder if they ask specifically. Now I want to do some research into this, and I think you and I should both research this. Do they ask for the specific? Like, would they ask the farter for a specific like smell? So in other words, like, all right, mommy, it's Taco Tuesday
Today. Right.
Yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. I need you to consume like a quesadilla and 3 chicken tacos, and then a margarita, and then I want you to when it's digested and it's it has settled, I need you to fart that shit into a Ziploc bag. Like, do they have those specific requests? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, and how would you know? Like, oh, that fart smells
she
like.
She made a lot
quesadillas.
of money doing that shit.
I know.
That's crazy to me. That's insane.
I know. There's a market for everything. Anything you could think of that even sounds too disgusting, there is a market for it. Some person in this world, and of billions of people, is into that. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. You will find a market
men,
for it.
I think you can make the most money off men because they're stupid. Any way you can sexualize something, you can market for men because they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If they can beat to it, you got them.
I guess. I don't know. And I wonder if social media plays a part in you being intrigued by things. And I asked that because I was never really a person that ever asked or was ever into like nut videos. But then I started to see it like on social media. I started to see people talk about it. I started to actually see men post videos of it. And I'm like, yo, that shit is sexy.
Because I want to see that.
I'll send them to you.
Where?
And I'm like, yo, that shit is kind of sexy. Like, have a guy send you a nut video and like, moan your name while he's actually coming. It sounds crazy. It sounds sick. But if it's from somebody that you actually into, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, that's not something that I was ever really into or would even request. But now, I like it.
I don't know. I guess social media definitely does play a part. And I ain't got no sick fetishes or nothing sexual, but I do notice it, like especially TikTok, like making me like want to view things that I normally wouldn't view. But it'd be simple shit, nothing like sick or sexual, but still. So I can imagine if it gets to that place where, oh damn, I might see something, a category of something that's on my For You page that like, oh, maybe this might be turning me on. I can see it getting to that level because social media does have that type of influence.
Yeah, it'll intrigue you. And for me, that's all it
intriguing.
takes. Yeah, it intrigues you. Then you get curious. Then you start searching. And what happens, and this happens to a lot of people, mostly all people, when you search something, all of a sudden in all your other apps, something similar to it pops up.
Yeah.
Whether it's an ad or similar videos. That's why sometimes when like, even like Lex, shout out to Lexi, even when like she'll say that she saw something important, I'm like, Lexi, what did you search that you ran into that video? Because the only related videos that pop up are the ones that are related to the ones that you searched for. So how did you get that video of that one-armed man fucking that midget? Like, or excuse me, that little person. So we don't get canceled. You know, but yeah, when you see one thing, right? When you see one thing on one site, all of a sudden you start seeing related things to that one video on all your other sites. That's why I always say, man, they watching. The men in black are watching.
So when I get on my phone tonight, I'm definitely gonna see a one-armed man messing with a little person.
See what I'm saying? Because they listening. They listening to us right now. So that was a new study that was revealed. Sorry. The Cheetos is getting to me.
Though. I can believe it though, because men are weird. Definitely. That's a high number though. High percentage. 60% of men. I can imagine of the 60% of them, 90% of them are under 5'6".
You know, ever since Tori got convicted, you are on this short men slander. Like,
it's true. It's factual. It's scientific fact. And I want to guarantee that 90% of those 60% are fucking under 5'6", and I want somebody to prove me wrong.
If you
statistics.
If you are 5'6" and under, and you are not unhinged, or you claim to not be unhinged, please hit up the Drunk Auntie at the Social Bar Pod, and she will be generous enough to conduct a psych evaluation to determine whether whether you are unhinged or not, because she is convinced that short men are unhinged.
They are.
Listen,
remember the other day I sent you that news clip that I seen. I'm like, see, I was right. I couldn't wait. I seen it. I thought of you. I'm like, let me send this to Haydee because I was right.
You know what's funny? You know who posted that? Aside from Lexi, because you know Lexi is a woman of short stature. She did post that, and she felt very attacked. Oh. But Lil Duval, you know Lil Duval, he actually posted that he's a short man as well.
Yes. And short people, and not saying that they're not nice and they don't have redeeming qualities, but they be unhinged. I can't say too much about the women. I don't know too many short women.
Nah, I know a couple. Listen, I know 5 feet and under women.
Ooh.
A few.
Grown
and
adult
they
women?
mean. Yeah, I mean, Lexi 4'11". I think 4'11", 4'10". I got another friend that's 4'10".
Jesus.
I got another
Lexi.
one. Well, actually 2 that's 4'10" because they twins. So, yeah, and they cool. I love them to death. But they can be mean. And I actually told her this yesterday, one of them. I told her it's because she's sure she's closer to hell. So
that was mean.
Was it? I tell you, my humor sometimes gets a little dark.
But technically, kind of, you a short woman too.
I'm over 5 feet, girl. Don't you do that to me. I'm 5'3".
I think that's
5'4" on a good day.
That's short.
5'4" on a good day. Don't do that to me, Alicia. We been good.
But I'm sure you got your mean streaks too, your unhinged streaks, and at the fact that you're Puerto Rican, you got a double bed.
Let me just say something real quick. Choice. Now that you say that. So a year ago, and I said exactly a year ago, right? I decided I'm always doing something crazy to my hair. Right? I've been blonde. I've had my hair black. I've had it blue. You know, I've done all types of crazy shit to my hair, right? But last year I caught COVID for Christmas. So for New Year's, I was sick, whatever, quarantine. I was like, yo, when I get out of quarantine, like I'm gonna do something with my hair, blah, blah, blah. I went and decided to go red, right? So for the past year and 2 months, I've been a redhead. So about 2 months ago, I came in and, you know, you constantly, to get it to the red that I wanted, had to constantly like, dye it red or whatever, go to the salon and they'll throw like another red. So I finally got into the red that I really wanted, which is red, right? And let me just tell you that aside from receiving plenty of compliments for my red hair, a lot of men have been like, yo, and I'm talking about men, like I'm walking down the street and men will legit be like, I love your red hair. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, I know you're crazy. I know you're crazy. And I'm like, what does the red hair have to do with me being crazy? And I actually posted it on Twitter like a week ago. And I'm like, why is it that so many people, like they relate red hair to crazy? And they're like, some guy retweeted and he was like, every man has a story with a redhead.
Yeah, that is a
it's
characteristic
something wrong with a
craziness.
redhead.
Yes.
So they're like, yeah.
Now that adds a third layer. You're short, you're Puerto Rican, and you're a redhead.
I will not allow the
little
slander.
bit.
You try to tell me I'm
unhinged.
a triple threat?
Yes, a little bit unhinged. I love you, but
I guess. I mean, listen, I never negate the fact that I am a bit crazy. I'm like a good balance of crazy, right? Like I might call you 50 times in a row, but I'm never gonna like bash your windows or fly your tires. You know what I mean? So there's like levels to my crazy. It's not full.
I feel that, but I wouldn't say never for me. For me, I would not say never on the last part. So I don't know. I'm seeking help.
Like I'm gonna be like, I'm that type of crazy that be like, yo, who is that bitch that just said, have a good day, Poppy? You know what I mean? Like I'm that crazy bitch, but I'm never gonna like, destroy and destroy personal property and shit like that. Like I've never done that. Never say never, but
I'm so like far away from that. I've evolved. I've sought help, so hopefully never again.
You're right. I'm so far from that. It's been so long since I had to resort to crazy, and I don't think there's ever a time that you should resort to crazy, right? Because we too old, and it's just too much energy that takes to even be.
For that shit.
Yeah,
when I gotta get up and pop up on a nigga, bro. I was watching a Grey's Anatomy marathon. I don't got time for this shit. Like, why do I gotta put on clothes to go pop up? Because I can't pop up looking ordinary. I gotta pop up looking good in case I pop up and see something. Like, it's just too much. I don't got time for that. I'm too old to be popping up.
I never understood when people say that when they reach a certain level of peace, they're quickly to eliminate people that try to disrupt that peace. I've never really understood that, right? But lately, I understand it because I've been single for so long. I've been by myself. I haven't had to deal with bullshit like that in a long time. But I feel like I've reached that point where it's like, if I fuck with someone that brings that out of me, I know you're not for me, right? Because I don't even feel comfortable resorting to that type of shit anymore. It's too much energy. It takes me back to a place that, to an old Haydee that no longer exists. Right? So anybody that takes you back there, you already know that they're already disrupting your peace and they're not for you.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, I feel like I've reached that point. I just turned 38 years old. I don't have the energy. The energy I have right now is to get up and go to work and to go to the gym. And the little bit of fucking I do. Like, I don't have like, I don't have the energy for anything more, especially for bullshit. I just don't. And I try to keep that in mind when I do feel myself just get out of character with just anything. It's not like man related, with just anything. Work, with people at work, people on the subway, family members, friends. I try to keep in mind that, like, you're not that person.
You get that a lot.
All the time. Being a New Yorker. Being a New Yorker is easy for you to lose your shit anywhere. You could lose your shit on the subway, at the bodega, just walking down the street, bumping into somebody. Yo, you could easily get into some shit just by accidentally bumping into somebody in New York. It's that simple. Like, New Yorkers are angry motherfuckers, especially at 6 a.m. We are angry. you say something the wrong way and it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? That's why we always like on high alert. I think no one is more alert than New Yorkers because we always on high alert.
I need to see the statistic of how tall New Yorkers are because why are they so angry?
Yo, and it takes a lot of energy for you to even be on high alert, observing 24/7. You know what that is? Yo, sometimes I want to be able to take a nap on the train. I have a 40-minute train ride. I want to be able to close my eyes a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and trust my surroundings. But I'm a New Yorker. I can't. I got to be on high alert because, you know what I'm saying, anybody can at any point try some shit and try me, and I got to be on my P's and Q's. I can't.
The train ride could be 52 hours. I promise you, I'm never closing my eyes on a New York subway.
Right. And sometimes there are times where I really, you know, I don't get enough sleep and I'm tired as fuck. And I'm gonna close my eyes for like 5 minutes, but it don't even last. And a minute later, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm bugging. I'm on the D train. Like, I can't close my eyes.
On the D train, like wake up to some D. Never know.
Ew, absolutely not.
Wake up to a D in your belly button. Or in your back left row. You never know.
It's the New York City subway system. Anything goes. For some people, not all New Yorkers.
But you know, I'm excited to get that. You already know. I'm excited
to get that experience.
I have not experienced.
Just a quick story. I'm gonna give you guys a quick story because I know you would appreciate this. And when you did visit New York last year, we did get on the D train because we went to Rockefeller Center. So we got on the D train, and you didn't have the full like subway experience that everyday New Yorkers have. And I mean everyday experience. Like,
I was waiting on it. I was waiting on Spider-Man. I was waiting on the Reds.
Spidey.
I didn't see no. I was in New York for like 3 days.
Showtime. Yeah, you wanted to see the Showtime dance group. You wanted to see, the homeless people give a little show. You would have enjoyed this shit. So like about 2 weeks ago, I'm at the D train. I'm heading home, right? So I get on 161st, Yankee Stadium. So the train stays at the station for some time. So I'm sitting in the train or whatever. So a man comes on the train and with his saxophone, right? He starts playing the saxophone really nice. He knows how to play. That day, I had a long day at work. I was a typical New Yorker, like, oh, God. Like, I understand he's trying to get his money, you know. This is what he does. This is his hustle, his train hustle. But I'm tired. I've been on the phones. Like, I don't want to hear this noise, saxophone. He's playing beautifully. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful. But I just don't want to hear that, right? So I turn my music up, whatever. I'm not going to tell the man that. I'm not going to knock his hustle, right? A woman gets on the train. As soon as she gets on the train and she hears that shit, she's like, come on, man. She starts like, she's like, come on, man. Nobody trying to hear that shit. She's saying it, right? And the guy just continues to play, but she keeps like heckling him. And she's like, nobody trying to hear that shit, man. Stop playing. Like, I don't want to hear that. Nobody want to hear all that noise, whatever. But she's so comical that people on the train are laughing. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, afterwards, after he finished playing, he goes and he's like, you don't like music? You don't like beautiful? She's like, I love music, but I'm tired. I'm trying to hear all that. I'm not trying to hear all that noise. So they going back and forth or whatever. And he, once he finished playing, he goes around asking the people on the train, if they want to tip him, give him some money. So because people were laughing at her commentary and people were giving him money, she was like, y'all need to be giving me that money because I made y'all laugh on this train ride. I was making y'all laugh. So and then this other passenger that was on the train, he was like, stop arguing, man. It's Black History Month. Like, because they were all black. He was like, come on, man, it's Black History Month. Like, we don't need to be doing this. But that's an example of how freaking, like, how rude we are. And just that's an everyday thing, yo. Like, you either gonna argue or you gonna laugh on the train. There's nothing in between. And the first person I thought about, because I was dying on the train, she was just super funny. I thought about was you. And I'm like, yo, this is the type of shit Alicia would have appreciated.
I want to see that.
On
when
her trip
I come
to
back,
New York.
I'm just going to ride the train all day. wait for some shit. Not no scary shit, because
You
y'all
gotta get
do
on one of the
have
trains.
scares. So, like, I don't want that.
You just want the funny
Yeah,
shit.
I just want the funny.
Well, we don't. It's a toss up.
Yeah.
We don't know what we gonna get.
Yeah. But I think I can kind
Mm-hmm.
of be used to that, because, like, I don't think Chicago is as intense, but you never know what you're going to see. You see people shooting up, see people fucking, all type of shit on the train in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think nobody ever.
I rode the subway in Chicago when I went.
You did? When did you go to Chicago?
I didn't see. Yeah.
Have we discussed this?
I went to Chicago. Ooh, I think. Oh my God, my brother was stationed out there in the boot camp, Navy boot camp. I went to Chicago. I want to say 2002, 2001, around there. Mm-hmm. Super cold. It was January, girl.
Oh no.
Woo! Freaking, my eyelashes froze. Nearly lost them. Yeah, it was super cold. But we did ride the subway. I didn't have a bad experience though. It was cool. But yeah, all right. So this is the last, and this is a question. This is a question that was submitted by a dear friend of mine. She will remain anonymous. And you're going to help me out with helping this young lady out. And her question is, how much time is acceptable in between, or should I say, how much time in between is acceptable to mess with an ex-fuck buddy's homeboy? A year, 2 years, or more. So, just to provide a little bit more, like, context to the question, let's say, for example, Alicia, you messed with a guy in 2001, right? And then now it's 2023 and his homeboy, they're still friends. You were in a relationship. It was just a fuck buddy. Now it's 2023. His homeboy, you guys saw each other at a bar, you hit it off, boom, boom, boom. He's interested in wanting to fuck with you, but that's your ex-fuck buddy's homeboy. Do you think there's ever a time where that's acceptable? Or once you fuck with somebody, his homeboys are off limits forever?
Nobody's off limits. Let's just say that. But I do think it's a level of respect. How much did I respect this guy? That's what I'll put it at. If I respected him so much that we were kind of like just friends with benefits, then it's off limits, just period. But if that's not the case, we were strictly just, I didn't really even know you. We wasn't friends. We would just hook up to fuck. Then when we stopped, it's fuck a year. If your homeboy interested in me and I'm interested in him for whatever reason, then I'm gonna go for it. If I didn't have that much respect for you, you didn't have that much respect for me, I'm gonna do it. Sorry, not sorry. I think it's about the level of respect you two have for one another. Because if I had so much respect for you, I just wouldn't do it, and you wouldn't do it to me also. But if it's just strictly a fuck buddy, not even a respectable fuck buddy, there's no time limit. If his homeboy wanna go, and that's what you down for, go.
Yeah.
Cause that might be your husband. You don't know. You supposed to just miss out on him because you used to fuck his friend? No.
I have to agree with you on that. Let me give you a round of applause. You're going to miss out on your blessing.
Right, because I used to.
Worried about what that ex-fuck buddy is
Because your friend
thinking.
used to give me that mediocre ass dick. No. Wasn't that good. Maybe you better.
Right.
'Cause half the time,
right.
I'm going to tell you, 65% of the time, you chose the wrong friend anyway. 75% of the time.
Oh, I'm going to give you another round of applause for that. Another round of applause for that.
75% of the time, you chose the wrong friend.
Don't you hate
yes.
when you pick the wrong friends? It has happened to me.
Happened to me?
It has happened to me, yo. Yo, it has happened to me. I'm saying this wholeheartedly. Like, it has happened to me where I pick the wrong friend. And I'm like, shit, I can't even take it back. And back when I was younger, I didn't care. Like, I was in a situation where I messed with two friends.
Oh, definitely. I've been there.
I'm going to be transparent. I fell into a situation where I messed with two friends. I got caught But I was able to pull it off for a few months, you know what I'm saying? But they got to talking and told on me, and one of them got in their feelings a little too much, but that's neither here or there. But it just so happened that I met the one that I really hit it off with after I already done fucked with the other one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if some time has passed, if we weren't in a relationship, if it wasn't that type of like, yo, I have mad respect for you, because there are some like situations that you fall into where you have a high respect for that person, and you guys were like even friends before you guys started fucking, then you think about it 2 or 3 times, or just don't do it at all. and let me go back. You think about it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Right. And you're like, yo, how important is this friendship? Right. But then again, what if you no longer have a friendship with this person? And even then, it just comes down to, what do I want this person to think of me? And then you think like, I kind of really don't give a fuck what you think of me. But, it just all comes down to a lot of different things. It's all circumstantial. Right. And I have to say, and this is just, I'm saying this based off of the male friends that I do have, and just, the many conversations I've had with them, and their scumbag ways and stuff like that. Like, men don't even wait. If they hit it off with your homegirl and they want to fuck your homegirl and they no longer fucking with you, they will fuck with her. Definitely. If she's with it, they gonna fuck with her. They don't care if it's been 6 hours, 8 hours, 24, 48. They don't give a fuck. They gonna want to fuck with her. They are sexually attracted to her. If they want to fuck her, whatever they want to do with that, they are gonna do it. And again, this is based off of, just having guy friends and personal experience. Because I had a guy once do that to me. Fuck with somebody that I know. Based off of, he just wanted to. He was just intrigued by her. He wanted to do it, blah, blah, blah. Ended up not being worth it for him. But it messed up what we had going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, you didn't even respect me enough to keep that at a distance and not do it. Yeah, it's about the respect. Because a nigga, even if he don't... It's about the respect, if he don't fuck with you no more, like, yeah, I don't fuck with her no more, but I respect her enough not to fuck with her close friend or her cousin or her sister or whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm not even looking that way. So... yeah, it's about respect, but most of the time when from my experience in a fuck buddy situation, it's never no respect there. So fuck his daddy if you can. Whatever, if his daddy giving it up, fuck him. Air horns for Alicia. I'm pretty sure Lexi would appreciate that, because she's always like, oh, fuck his daddy. Fuck his father. Because men like to slut shame women a lot for the shit they do. But bitch, you would fuck my fucking dead grandma if you could. Like, niggas like to slut shame women a lot for the shit they do. They do anything that's out of line of the air quote ladylike type of stamina. No. Like, don't do that to me, because, bitch, I can be a dog, too, just like you. Don't do it. Don't do it. I will fuck your father. Dog. Oof. Right. I will fuck your father. Don't play with me. Hide your daddy. Hide your daddy and his fan ass brothers. Don't do it. There's always an ugly duckling and a good looking brother, right? Right. In all families. Yeah, I totally agree with you 100%. It's all about the respect. In my personal experience with guys that I fucked with or even exes, I'm not necessarily friends with them. I would say honestly, just about like one. Maybe I'm still cool with somebody I fucked, and it was because we were actually friends before we actually fucked. And it's been a long road to be able to maintain the friendship outside of fucking, because they always want to like test those boundaries and shit to see if it's firm. Like, is she really want to be friends, or she's just playing and still wants to get fucked? But it's like, no, once I'm really done with you, let me interject. I would be cool and be friends with you. Let me interject that real quick. I never understood the dynamic of that, because I've been in situations that I have definitely like fucked with my close male friends, and that's because I'm a horn dog. I'm a whore, but
I never understood the dynamic of that. Certain friendships, I'm never willing to cross that line, but men seem to always be willing to cross that line. And I always wonder why.
I think you need to come back on Ladies Pitch, and I'm going to have a male on here as well. I actually have the perfect person. You did get to meet him, Eli, when you came to New York.
Oh, Eli, yeah.
He would be the perfect person to have this conversation with, because I've had this conversation with him numerous times where I ask him, and he's a very, very close male friend of mine. I love Eli to death.
Oh, yeah, he was super
But I've had
nice.
the conversation with him because,
I said, yeah, he was super nice.
Yeah, he's super, super cool. Like, he's a great conversationalist as well. And I've had so many conversations with him. And one of those conversations has been, because I've had male friends try and test those boundaries. Like, let me see if I'm able to, like, be able to, like, fuck with her and do something with her, or she really does, like, appreciate the friendship. But a lot of men are willing to risk the friendship for some ass. And that does bother me, because I value my friendships. If I don't want to take it there when I first meet you and I get to know you, more than likely is a 95% chance that I'm never going to want to take it there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really do value the friendship, and that to me means more than just turning it into like a fuck buddy situation.
I've been in a lot of situations like that, but one of the most situations like that, and I've definitely probably talked about this on my podcast. So, a guy that I met in high school, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, simply in name in high school, just in high school. But I had an outside boyfriend, but it was just a high school shit. But we went on after the turmoil or whatever. We went on to become good friends. He's my best friend. He always been there for me. When we were in our early 20s, we started to date. He wanted to be in a relationship, and I'm like, I don't think I want to be in a relationship with him, because first of all, I know you too well. I know this relationship is not gonna work. It's just not. I know you too much. I done sat with you into hours conversations with your bitches and shit like that, and how you feel and all that. So I know, and you vice versa. You done been through the shit with me and my nigga. So I know this relationship ain't gonna work. But he really wants to be in a relationship. So I'm like, I don't know. But long story short, we end up not being in a relationship. But our friendship survived. He's still my best friend to this day. To this day,
that's dope.
He's still my best friend. We still talk, all that shit. But our friendship kind of dwindled. But anybody else I fuck with that was my friend first, and we started the fuck buddy situation, we no longer talk. And one, I want to say it's not my fault, because I can play my role, and it is what it is. So that kind of hinders things a lot. But I wonder what makes men just risk it all. If we have this good friendship, what makes in the situation with my homeboy that I'm still cool with, for whatever reason, because we've been friends since we was 15 years old, and we were in our mid-20s when we got together or whatever. So, of course, it was a lot of feelings developed or whatever, and we made it through. But other than that, someone who you just genuinely friends with, and they willing to risk the friendship to fuck. For what? Yeah. Not even now. If it's a relationship where I'm genuinely in love with you, I want to be with you, this and this and that, that's different. But, I'm cool with sacrificing our friendship just to fuck. And I already know what fuck buddy situations do to friendships. Are you willing to risk our friendship over a fuck buddy situation? What is that?
I'm going to say I can't speak for men. Right? I can only go based off of what I think. I think that a lot of men have been able to cross those lines with their female friends, and the friendship remains intact. So the friendship was never affected due to them taking it a step further and having sexual relations with one another. So I think that in their minds, they think that they could move that way with all of their female friends. And it's very different. Listen, kudos to the women that can move that way, that can keep their feelings intact and can able to sleep with a guy, have great, amazing, mind-blowing sex, and, you know, no emotions involved. That's cool. Listen, kudos to you. I don't move that way. I'm not able to like move and groove with men and be able to just be like, all right, peace, boom. Like, I just don't move that way. In order for me to like reach my full sexual potential, nasty, I have to like you. I have to connect with you. And unfortunately, that's going to cause some feelings to come into play.
But what if...
Right? And that's going to complicate things. I've been in a
situation that feelings just... Those type of feelings don't come into play. It just never works out.
And men still make it weird?
Yeah, you still being a weirdo. For what? Because, bitch, I never loved you.
See, then that's maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the fact that you didn't catch feelings is weird to them. Because all men think that women move emotionally when it comes to sex. And most do. But there are women that move like men.
Yeah, because I've been...
For whatever reason they're able to... They're able to.
I've been in a situation,
and I think that for them is weird.
Yeah, I've been in a situationship where, like, me and this dude just don't get along right now. We actually used to work together. Stop fucking with him. I didn't do my homework. Comes to find out he's a fucking clown ass nigga. Don't want to fuck with you no more. That's cool. And he's mad at me because that I don't fuck with you. We was never nothing in the first place. We just was never nothing. And you want me here, you see me and don't speak to me. Why is that a problem? Because that's not what we were. We both agreed to that.
It's ego.
Why is that a problem?
It's ego. It's his ego. A lot of it is ego, boo.
Yeah, niggas honestly, just be weird about shit.
I think a lot of it is
niggas,
ego.
I think they do. Like, you're right. Yeah. They expect women to be emotional about shit. But I am a very emotional person, but in some situations when I don't give a fuck, I just don't give a fuck. If I just don't care, I don't care. Or if I fall into a fuck buddy situation with a friend, which I have, I just fall into it, but that don't mean I'm in love and want to marry you and do all this and this and this and that. That's not that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's a big question. I definitely have that for men because... And what makes y'all want to risk y'all friendship? Because now women, even if we do cross the line, we going to stop and think, like, why are we doing this? Should we do this? Men, they just like, can I get some pussy for tonight? They don't care.
And they willing to risk and throw the whole friendship out the window just for that.
And that hurts because women tend to value their male friendships. I know I do.
Mm-hmm. No, I do as well. I do. My best friend is a guy. We've been friends for years. Since I was 13, 14 years old, we've been friends. We've never crossed that line. He's never attempted. I've sleep over his house. I sleep in the same bed with him. Never any moves were made, nothing. He knows. Listen, we're so tight that it's made my exes uncomfortable. Ex-boyfriends that I've had. They would be like, yo, I don't feel comfortable hanging out with him. And I'm like, I'm not that type of person to be like, I'm going to cut off my friendship for a relationship. Mm-hmm. I'm like, listen, this is what it is. You knew it when you met me. I never hid my friendship with him. This is what it is. Like, you have to accept it. And then they hang out with him. They see he's super fucking cool. Like, he's just a dope person all around. And they're like, oh, you know, I'm pretty sure in the back of their minds, they still be a little skeptical. But they'll end up being cool with him because he'll come over. He'll hang out with them and, you know, all that type of shit. But we've never risked a friendship for anything sexual, and I never would.
Understood the dynamic. Oh crap! Now the tequila creeping up on me. I never understood the dynamic. Like, women do not allow their man to be friends with women. Like, that's crazy to me. But whatever.
I think that'll be like a whole nother topic, and we're gonna save that. But it's so funny that I tweeted the other day that a lot of you know, these women that men call cis, they're usually like, oh Lord, you know, fuck buddy situations that never blossomed, and that's only based off my experience and shit that I've heard. You know what I mean? Because you know how many dudes I know that'll be like, yeah, that's my sis, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, deeper in the conversation, they're like, yeah, we had a drunken night or two. We fucked, blah, 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 and this and that. So there's always, like, a sis. There's always someone that they don't fucked with.
And that's just cap,
Years ago,
That's cap, because I could never, first of all, I make it a practice to never call anyone my bro, because I have 5 brothers.
Neither do I.
I got enough bros. I have 5 blood brothers who are my brothers. I don't call anyone my brother. And I don't get close to people enough to consider them as a brother. But if I'm close to you, that close, if I'm in the least bit sexually attracted to you, I'm not calling you my bro. I'm just not doing it. If I could fuck you,
No, I feel you.
if I could fuck you, if the world is ending, you're not my bro.
If I can use you as apocalyptic dick,
Right. You're not my
I'm not
fucking
calling you my bro.
No.
And fuck apocalyptic. If we hit another pandemic,
Right.
if I wanted to fuck you during the next pandemic, I'm not calling you bro.
Not at all.
I'm not
Not
calling you
at
bro.
all.
I'm not doing it. I don't call any of my guy friends bro. I don't do it. I'll be like, that's my friend. That's my guy friend if I want to be a little bit more specific.
Right.
But even the guy that right now that I'm telling you that, like, I've known since I was like 14, 15. I don't call him my bro. Even though he's family to me, yeah. But I don't introduce him to anyone like, yo, this is my bro. I'd be like, yo, this is my homeboy.
Right.
And that's
in
the term
the
that I mostly
pandemic
use for my guy
apocalypse,
friends.
you gonna give him some pussy. And that's just the reality of the situation.
And that's how we gonna end this episode of Ladies a Pitch. Episode 131. If you call him bro, if you consider him apocalyptic dick, that's not your bro.
Exactly.
Alicia, thank you so much for joining me. Tell everyone where they can find you, all the socials, all that good shit. Where they can find this good sis.
I honestly don't know no more, and I'm drunk by now. The Social Bar Podcast. It's pink. It's all that shit. Follow that, because we ain't put out episodes in a while, but we coming back next month, and we'll be good. Honestly, don't know. It's just the Social Bar Podcast. That's all I know.
The Social Bar Pod.
I don't even know my
Follow
ads
her on
no
all
more.
media platforms. I think it's the Social Bar
I ain't
Pod.
said
Let me
my
take it on
ads
Twitter. Make sure you
in
guys
so
follow her.
long. I don't know my ads no more.
Like, subscribe, share, review the podcast, The Social Bar, as well as Ladies Pitch. You guys know that you can find us on Instagram at Ladies Pitch and on Twitter, Pitch718. You can also find us on YouTube at Ladies Pitch. So anywhere, you can find a podcast, you will find the Ladies Pitch podcast there. Yeah, Alicia, thanks again, boo, for joining me. Shout out to Lexi, the motherfucking savage.
Shout out, Lexi.
Shout out to Red,
I'm
aka
so sad
Throat
that you're
Demon.
short. I'm mad. I love you.
Guys,
You too,
remember,
why you laughing?
Yeah,
You too, why you laughing?
because I'm short too,
Yeah,
huh?
why you laughing?
Stature? I said stature.
Yes.
Yeah, ladies, remember, you deserve to be happy and fuck disrespectfully. It is 2023.
Ooh, yes.
Happiness
I
above
love that.
all, self above all. Fuck,
Be a whore.
get money.
2023.
You heard? This is your favorite mommy, Haydee Baby, Drunk Auntie, Alicia. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.